to the Embrace It Community Podcast. This is, I'm your host, Bracy Goodwin.
Hey, good day, everyone. Thank you all for joining in today. What a day. I hope everyone has thawed out, and I hope everyone is feeling good and feeling better in this weather that we have in here. Well, it depends on where you live. Now, I get it. The East Coast, they're still feeling this cold winter weather, and my children live on the East Coast, and I talk to them pretty much periodically throughout the week, just checking in, just to see how they're doing. And so they're cold, but they're all safe. You know, one of my daughters in Columbus, Ohio. I talked to her yesterday. She said, Dad, it's like 9 degrees here. It's like, oh man, and snow and wind and all that stuff, but they're used to it. You know, they get the snow and they're used to that. And then my other children live in New York City. They got the weather and cold snow, and they're still getting hit. And I think they're going to get some more. But I'm just checking in on my family, and I hope you checked in on your family as well, wherever they live. And not just when weather is bad, but when things are going on in this world, just remember to check in on your loved ones. And that's what we do. That's what we do here. And so I just want to say that. But welcome everyone to the Embrace It Community Podcast. Again, I want to thank you all for joining in. Thank you all for following me. You know, you can find this podcast on the banners of where we at. We at YouTube. We are on the Embrace It Community Podcast page. I'm on my page. You can follow us there too. You know, so these are the places where you can find me at all times. And also, I have an email address. It's embraceitcommunitypodcast@gmail.com. You can send me an email if you want to chat about something or something that you would like to hear or something that you want to talk a little bit more about and discreetly, and we can do that there. As a chaplain, I tell people that all the time. You know, our conversation is confidential. And so I just want to make that known here. Also on the podcast, man, this is why I'm here. I'm here for the people in the community, how to reach the masses, men of every word, right? That's what we do here on the Embrace It Community Podcast. But thank you so much for joining in. Also, if you want to support the Embrace It Community Podcast, you see that little QR code up there in the upper corner. I hope I'm pointing in the right direction. On my screen, it's up in the upper left corner there. If you see it there, use your phone and click on that QR code there. And it is buymeacoffee.com/Embrace It Community Podcast. Now it's $2. You can buy a $2 coffee, but you're supporting the Embrace It Community Podcast. You can spend $5, whatever you want to do, you know. So that's what I'm asking you to do if you want to, you know. So that's something that I have to help support the podcast with not having any sponsors yet. Not yet, you know, we're in year 2, so I'm getting there to get some sponsors out here. So I got to do my best to try to keep this thing going on live and keep it going. And the best way I possibly can is by your help, not only by tuning in and liking and loving and whatever they do, but also if you can. So there you have it, the buymeacoffee.com/embrace it. buymeacoffee.com/embrace it. Okay. So check it out. It is going to be up there for the remainder of the show. So I just want you to know that you can click on that QR code and support at any given time. I want to thank my supporters that are supporting me now. My cousin, Lillian, she is a monthly supporter. So thank you so much. And those that have supported previous shows, I want to thank you. Also, if you're joining in for the first time, welcome. I want to welcome you to this podcast if you are joining in. So please sit back, share it, man, share it. Those that are joining in for the first time, those that have been following. I had a brother come up to me today in church and said, man, I'm following you on your podcast. I really enjoy it. It's so motivational, man. And he said, you can tell you're not from here. It's by the way you talk, you can tell you're from the East Coast. He said, you got that radio voice. So to that, I want to shout out to Kenneth, man, I call him A Flat, man. He's a phenomenal organist, man. So Kenneth A Flat, man, thank you so much. I appreciate you, man, for supporting everything that is going on here, man. You are a true blessing when I hear that, because sometimes I get discouraged. I get discouraged and don't not thinking that I'm doing a good job or not thinking I'm doing well enough. And sometimes, pushing your own self is hard. Yes, the supporters are there, and yes, people are tuning in and letting me know. And then all it takes is just one person saying, "Hey, thank you so much for your message," and it really helped me. That helps me, in this life that we are living in, trying to take the weight of the world on our shoulders every day and still function, in our own life with the things that we have to do. And that leads me to talk about something that I'm a big advocate for, which is suicide prevention. Suicide prevention, I am an advocate for them. 988 is the Suicide and Crisis Hotline. Now, listen, anyone that's listening, it may not be you, but share the number. I challenge you to text that to somebody or a loved one, or put it on your page. Put it on your page. You got everything else on your page. So put this on your page, 988 Suicide Prevention Crisis Hotline, which is available 24 hours a day, 365 days in a year. It's in English and it's in Spanish as well. And it's free and confidential. So I just want you to know that you matter. You matter to me. You matter to the world. Don't let no one tell you anything else. Don't let your mind play tricks on you, about how you're feeling. And I'm hearing too many suicides going on. And I'm telling you, I just wish I can do more. When I hear about it, I just say, oh, I just wish if I had 5 minutes with that brother, 5 minutes with that sister. I think I could have done something to help them. So you matter. 988 is the Suicide Crisis Hotline, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year. Okay, I'll put this back up again before the end of the show. But like I said, on my email address, you can also email me too if you need to at any time, and let's talk about it. That's why I'm here. Let's talk about it. And it so happened to be a topic today that I want to talk about, and I titled it the three checks, body, mind, and spirit. And so today we're going to talk about body, the mind, and the spirit. What's going on with you in that field, in that area? All right. I got a good friend of mine that's going to join me again today. He's been on for the last 2 weeks or so, and I really appreciate him filling in and helping out and coming onto the show, because he's reaching people with his music. I don't know if you got a chance to follow him yet with his music or anything like that. I'll let him share all that information, how you can follow me. This guy got some really good inspirational music, man. Talk about a good brother. We was just talking about it backstage before we came on. Met him back at Central Ohio Transit Authority. That's where it all started. And it's something how you meet some people and you never know what the real meaning of why you meet them. And then here it is, we're still connected 7, 8, 9, 10 years later. I don't know how many years it's been. But yeah, I'm going to bring him on. But I wanted to start this show with talking about the things that matter to me, that 988. Okay. So that matters. So that's why I'm getting into the mind, your body, your mind, and your spirit today. That's why I'm talking about that today. All right. So, hey, listen, do me a favor. Welcome to the stage again, my good friend, the bearded Viking. That's what he likes to be called, man. The bearded Viking. I'm giving you another applause, man. One more time. Give it to him. Give it up.
What's up, brother?
Yeah,
Gracie, I think it's awesome that you came up with the three checks, because this week, I was praying and I felt like God said something about the mind, because last week or 2 weeks ago, you did the heart. And when you did the three checks and I saw the mind, I was like, oh man, the Holy Spirit's totally all in this. Like, that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, man. All in it. Because this is not me. I was just sharing last night that I didn't have where I needed to go yet as far as with this show. And this always happens. It's the last minute, something will come up, or maybe sometimes I get it in the week, but then I got it. And, this was my topic, the three checks on the body, the mind, and the spirit. A lot of people, they don't talk about it, but we need to talk about it. And that's why we are here, man. That's why you are on this show, so that we can talk about it, because we are about it.
Yes, we are.
Derek, we are about it, man. And you share with me what's going on in your ministry, man. What are you doing? How are you reaching people besides your music? Tell me about it. Then I'm going to go to some of the stuff we're going to talk about.
So it's interesting, I don't only just serve at my church. You could serve your community as well, the street you live on, your neighborhood,
Yeah.
people at your local grocery store. But I started a men's group on Thursdays at my house last July. And I rolled that underneath or up into my church that I go to, Essential Church in 5 Points in Huntsville, Alabama. And then I also help at another church called Farley Community Church. And the ministry that I get to help out there is called Gideon's Garage. And if people cannot afford to work on their vehicles or pay to have basic maintenance, car maintenance done, they come there, get oil changes, brake jobs, even tune-ups. And we have 3 bays there that we'll have 15, 20, volunteers come in on there's the second Saturday of the month, and then the last Thursday or last Wednesday of the month. And we just get to serve our community and love on people. And because basic car maintenance can be expensive.
Yeah, it can, man. And that is something that a lot of people don't talk about, where ministry is, man. You're ministering in areas that a lot of people won't do.
Yeah.
So ministry, when you think about this thing, ministry is so far, but we want to talk about this body, mind, and spirit. So I want to share something with you. I was at work one day and I noticed one of the guys that worked out in the field. He had on his PPE, because that's what I do in safety. I make sure they have on their PPE. He had everything with him, but it was something that it just wasn't right. Something wasn't right that day. They passed everything, like I said, on the physical safety check. And I just could not put my finger what it was, because something was mentally off or spiritually, which led to a close call incident. And so what I did was when the incident took place, I just stood there and said, "You okay?" And he did say to me, No, I'm not. And I just stood there waiting in that ministry of presence, waiting for him to open up and say, what exactly it was. And he didn't do it right away. And I didn't push it. You know what I'm saying? So this ministry of presence, when you are working with people, whether it's at work or like you're saying, or helping people, you just got to be there, man, and just listen when they're ready to talk. And then he finally opened up. He came over to my car and he says, "Man, I'm just having a lot of problems at home." And I just listened. He said, "I didn't mean to ignore you or anything like that." He said, "Man, I'm just having some problems." And it was written all over his face. And that the song said, "You don't have to say a word." He didn't have to say anything, but I knew something was wrong. And so I just
took the time to listen.
I listened. That's the part, man, because his mind was off, which affected his body, because he had something going on in his spirit, man. I don't know if he was a believer or not. I didn't get into all of that. I didn't do it. I just wanted to see how I could be a help to him just by being there, watching him and letting him know that I'm supporting you, not judging you or policing you. Yeah. I'm there just for you. And so that was a big, big move for me. Like I said, the whole thing is, if you have a vehicle, do we do the pre-trip that we're supposed to do on our body and our mind and spirit before we leave the house? And a lot of people don't do it.
No, they just go through the motions and just go.
That's it. They're willing to take all of that that's going on inside and just go into wherever they got to go as if everything is okay. And it's not. So this is why we want to do this type of inspection on ourselves. The 3 quick checks every morning takes less than 5 minutes, but could save your life, your job, or your peace. It can, so Listen, if you're just joining in, we're talking about the body, the mind, the spirit. And Derek and I are, talking about how important it is just to be there for people, So you want to chime in on anything, before we move on there with this body, mind, and spirit? Have you ever encountered somebody dealing or living or having some problems there, man?
So I would say, the body could be our body, which is the temple, or the body can even be the body of Christ, like the
Yeah.
body in the church. Like if the body isn't, getting fed and they're not deeply rooted, then their body is not gonna be sustained, just like someone that is getting in the word, that is working on their temple, that's going to the gym or taking care of their health, eating the right things, and um,
Yeah. Yeah.
we take care of our body so that we can live as long as we can. If we don't take care of it, then our body just shuts down.
It will shut down, right? And when people come into church, we think it's not only just for gathering and worship, but it's also for healing. Because the church to me is like a service station, because there are a lot of people that I just look at, and some I can pick out that's dealing with some stuff.
Yeah.
When I tell you, Derek, that for some reason I was watching this couple in church, and it was their body language. I would have to say it was the body
Mhm.
language that they were dealing with something, and I could just tell, but I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't do it, and I just kept watching them, and then finally, at one of our men's meeting, he did come out and share some things that I can't share with you, but that he was dealing with that were really, it was really detrimental to his mental and spiritual state, man. And so, and I said, "Is there anything that I can do?" And I asked him, he says, "No, keep me in prayer." And he also said that, I said to him, "Are you getting counseling?" And he did say he
That's very
is
good.
getting counseling through his job. He works for AT&T. I think that's where he worked. He said, and he is getting counseling. I said, because, I'm just that lay counselor in the church, I said, but when it's something that it's out of my league, I'm smart enough to know, get that professional counseling that you need, because that's not
There's
my
resources
area.
out there.
Their resources, right, right. Just like when we worked at Coda, you and I, we could talk all day about some things that we were going to, but we know we had the EAP program that we can go through to get to the real root of some stuff that we was dealing with. And I used it. I used it at Coda,
I
a
used
couple of
it
times. Yeah,
because
you know.
remember we had the events, like as a bus driver or even in maintenance. If you got like 7 events or occurrences,
Oh, right, right.
remember, like
Yeah,
on the 11th one, they walk you out. And
yeah.
like mine was only the 10th, but somehow they came up with an 11th. But like they said, either you go to counseling or we let you go. And
Wow.
like I was very thankful for that, because the head of maintenance then was Cummersford, and Cummersford's the one that pulled me aside and said, "Look, I
Gotcha.
know you just lost your grandfather. You are
Right.
going through a lot." And he said, like, I don't know you, but I know by seeing you, you're going through something. And he said, "I don't want to fire you." He said, I want you to get help. And I got the help that I needed, because I was depressed, and I missed my grandfather.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
and I'm
So
not a
how?
depressed person, but we can be situationally depressed
Yeah,
too.
we
We can be
can.
overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed. And that was the next thing I was going to say. Are you physically ready? Did you get enough rest? Are you
Mm-mm.
hydrated? You pain free, enough to work safely at your job? And you found out that you wasn't. So, do you really pay attention to that? The medications that you're taking, what's your body telling you?
Yep.
Are you fatigued? Are you stressed? Signals, warning signs, so this is what I tell people. You got to take an action right now. Take the
Yep.
action step right now, even while we're talking about this. We're reaching some people that's listening, man, that's at that point where you are depressed mentally, physically, and they just need to take the 30 seconds right now where you are, and the tension that you're holding, what's your body need, what is it saying to
Yep.
you, and answer it. Figure it out what it is.
And make
This is
sure,
what people
even
do.
though
Yeah.
your doctor says this is okay, this medication, make sure you do the
Research
research
on it.
and make sure it's okay.
Absolutely.
Because if you have two SSRIs, you can have side effects.
Yeah.
So I had that, and that was not healthy. So I had to switch it up.
You had to switch it up. Yeah. So talking about that also, a lot of people are dealing with mental issues when it comes down to their financial stress,
Yes.
family issues, overwhelming to-do lists. Are you present or are you distracted? Can you focus on the task at hand when you're at work? You can't if you're dealing with all of that. The baggage that you're carrying. What about the baggage of unforgiveness and regrets and unresolved conflicts? There are times when that clicks into my head. There are some things that I know I went through, and I made it. I went through counseling and all that stuff. But every once in a while, it'll play up in my head. I'll be like, no, I already dealt with that. I already handled that. So I'm not going to beat up on myself because that therapy that I got was like, you silence that voice that's saying that you heard as a kid. You can't, you won't, you do, you're dumb, you're this, you're that. Silence that voice and expound and make that voice louder of look what I accomplished, look where I'm at. I believe that I'm going to be, and this is what I'm going to do. That's the voice that we need to do. And that takes practice, that takes work, that mental energy, where are you putting it at? It takes work. It's practice every day. And I think the last show we did, you and I together, we talked about what do we do the first thing in the morning when we wake up? What's the first thing a lot of people do nowadays? First thing they do as soon as they wake up.
They get their phone. They
grab
their phone. Yeah.
Start scrolling and streaming, and that's such a bad, nasty habit.
It is
that people picked up, and I'm guilty. I've done it, but now that I'm more aware of it, I'm more like, My first 15 minutes of opening up my eyes and saying, "Whoa, I'm still here. I'm still standing. Still got another chance." I'm giving God thanks.
Thankful. I'm on this side of the ground, not
this side, right? Because what if we didn't wake up on this side and the last thing that we was focusing on was something crazy on our cell phone?
Yep.
That part. So I'm not doing that, man. I'm not at a full 30 minutes of ignoring it because work, but I'm still giving my first 15 minutes before I do anything is getting that mental, my mind right, my spirit connected with my mind so that my body can fall in line with everything that's going on, man. So these are things that we need to do. How can you spread this word? I mean, because I don't know. Did you do a song? Did you write a song pertaining to any of this that we talk about? If not, man, you might need to create one of them songs that you like to do called Body, Mind, and Spirit.
Yeah, that would be. I have one that's like on the meaning in your name, like you become the meaning of what your name is, like, and Derek is a derivative of Theodore, which Theodore in German, it means ruler of the people. I don't rule any people, but like in Greek, it means God's gift. And then in Hebrew, Derek means pathway or sign. And to me, that I am leading people to the true leader, to the true ruler. And like by my words and by my actions. So being in that right mindset, like working on our mental health daily.
Mindset. There we go.
Everybody has mental health, regardless of what they say. And then there's mental like diagnoses that people that they have been diagnosed with something, but everybody struggles with mental health by like how you've been like some people are empaths. We feel other people's emotions, and
we do.
You can, your vibe can be changed by theirs.
Isn't it something? Yeah. Isn't that something how, I recognize that I can pick up on people's spirits and what's going on within them? Never knew I had that gift to do so, but I just recognize that I do, have that. So how do you connect with God today? Like prayer, scripture. Yeah, man. Gratitude. Are you carrying someone else's burden without their permission? We happen to do that a lot when we have friends that always dumping on us, and we can make a mistake and wind up carrying their burdens. That's something that can happen easily, but we have to learn how to put it in a file
Yeah.
after we give them some good instructions or some sound instructions and what to do with it. We have to learn how to just not carry that stuff, man. We can't carry that. You can't carry that. I can't carry it.
You can't. And
Yeah.
to go with your mindset into your spirit,
Yeah.
like when we are attacked or we feel like that we're attacked, we want to attack back. And
Oh, yeah.
sometimes we need to stand back and be like, okay, I'm going to bite my lip. I'm going to not lash out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like,
Message from Starfleet
okay,
Command, top priority.
Yeah.
like
That's
to,
my point.
okay, stand back and like, is this biblical? Is this person really upset with me? And am I in the wrong, or are they coming at me from their feelings? And you got to sit there and pray through it and
Yeah.
ask for reconciliation if you did something wrong, and even just be a peacemaker. And that is not easy to do, but with obeying and submitting to God.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me tie in some scriptures, man, that I got.
Please.
That I came across. Maybe Mark, what is it? Mark 6:31. And it says, come away and rest a while. Stop right there. Right? Just right there. Mark 6:31. Come away and rest a while. You know what that's telling me? Put that phone down and rest. Take a vacation day and rest a while. Turn the TV off for the remainder of the afternoon and rest a while.
Take your day of rest.
Take your day of rest, man. Because there's so much stuff, negative stuff, that's being fed into our minds. Is there room for the positive answers from God? So that scripture alone, if you want to write that down, I wish I could put it in the chat, but Mark 6:31, come away and rest a while. Then, or Peter, 1 Peter 5:7, it says, cast your anxieties on him. Okay. Cast your anxieties on him. And you can continue to read the scriptures too on that, and then that's it, man. And then here's the action step that I want to tell people. First thing to do is one breath prayer. Lord, I receive your peace. I relax my control. I release my control. You gotta release it to him, man. That's the only way that we can do this thing, So these are little things that we can do when we start our day and when we end our day. If you can't focus, that means you're exhausted. If you can't rest easy, that means you're either anxious, your spirit is anxious or something. If you can't serve others in any way possible, you are mentally drained. You are mentally drained if you can't do any of those things there. So those are some of the signs that you can pay attention to in your mind. Pay attention to these things. So I want us, Derek, man, to continue to do what we're doing here.
I love it.
Continue to share your story. Like I said, I'm so transparent on my show. I don't care about the judgment because I've been judged. I've been ridiculed. I've been called everything but a child of God. I've been thrown and put inside of a waste management trash can and told I was never going to be anything, never going to amount to anything.
You are enough, Bracy.
Yeah.
You are enough.
Yeah. But because they told me that, that's why I know that, like you said, I'm enough. And I know God had something calling on my life because everybody else is saying that I'm not. Hey, did the same thing to Jesus, he's not the son of God. Oh, no. So that whole argument, how people. So I want to challenge people in closing, man, because every time we turn around 30 minutes, we go by so
I know.
fast.
Bam.
By so fast. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you start your to-do list, do the three things, the three checks: body, mind, and spirit. It's not selfish. It's actually safety, that I like to call it, because I work in safety. So it's safety. You check your mind, your body, and your spirit before you start your day to see if you're able and capable enough to start doing whatever it is that you're scheduled to do or you're intending to do. Because if you don't, something bad can happen. I don't know if you remember the time I shared this story. Remember Rich's Bakery? You ever
Yeah.
been to Rich's Bakery on Livingston?
Yeah.
That was my favorite spot.
Mm.
Everybody knows I love glazed donuts. Went there one morning and it was quite empty. Normally you take a number, but it was quite empty. It was just one person at the counter. So I didn't take a number. Guy comes in behind me. He pulls the number and I'm standing there and the lady just hits the buzzer for the next number to show up. And he says, 99. And I said, well, I'm sorry, I didn't pull a number, but I was here next. And the guy was arguing with me. He said, I don't care. I'm number 99. I'm number 99. And I'm like, but I said, bro, I'm standing right here. You didn't see me? He said, I don't care. And so the lady's looking at me. She's looking at him. And I said to the lady, I said, whatever he's having, I'm buying. It was like this, crickets. He walked up to the counter. He says, can I have a glazed donut? I bought it. Brought him the donut, got my donuts, got back in my vehicle. He walked over to my car. He says, man, listen, I want to apologize. He says, I'm really having a bad day. And I want to thank you for doing that.
We're a peacemaker.
Man, but this is what I'm saying. A lot of people are not leaving home mentally ready to challenge the day because they got all of that weight on them. So the first person that come and does something that they don't like or don't understand, they explode on him. This is why we have so much what we have the drivers, people that's, what they call it? They call it road rage out here, and people are killing each other because you turned your car in front of mine. There's a lot of this stuff going on, man, because people are carrying so much in their body and in their mind and in their spirit.
Yep.
But, so we have to help people. So if you're joining in, if you're watching, share this, please. I need you to share this. This is what I'm asking people to do. Share this episode with someone who needs to hear this.
Yes.
This is why we're here. All right. Help yourself with your body, mind, and spirit. Check yourself. They used to say, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Check yourself.
Check yourself.
I was thinking that.
Check yourself before you really hurt yourself out here in the streets. Derek, how can people reach you? I don't know if I still have your information here, man. I don't know. Tell the people how they reach you. You got an email?
I do. So they can reach out to me at the bearded Viking 77 at gmail.com, or I'm on Facebook.
On Facebook. Okay.
Yeah,
good.
Derek Evan Dameron. So.
Okay. And they follow you on Facebook. What else? Any other avenues they can follow you on?
So I'm on SoundCloud, I'm on Spotify, and Apple Music, I'm on Amazon Music, I'm on Pandora, I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
I hear.
While you're talking, so I can play it.
Yeah. Ignite.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, man. It moved me, man, when I first heard it, and it moved some family members of mine, people that were chiming in listening to it. So that's why. This guy writes some phenomenal lyrics, man, and he puts this music together. So this guy, so if you need some music, though, there's another guy you can contact.
Yeah.
Tell us again, what's the email address?
The bearded Viking 77 at gmail.com. I'll help you write a song.
Yeah, that part. Let me see if I can get that up here quick. Let's see. What did you say? The THE lowercase?
Yeah, all lowercase, the bearded Viking 77 at gmail.com. And that's all just one thing.
777 at Gmail.
Yep, 77, just 2 sevens.
Oh, 2 sevens, sorry. I
Very
got
fun.
3 sevens in there. 77 at gmail.com. And that's how they can find you. And so, yeah, let's
Let me help in any way.
Yeah, definitely want to get you people to come
I've
follow you
written
too.
a first dance song for a marriage. I have written encouragement songs to people that have gotten sick. They've gotten cancer. They've had a stroke. Just to love on them and
Wow,
give them strength through one of their toughest times.
man,
Or
Derek.
one of the best times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's try to get Matt Allison on next week, man. If we
Yes,
can.
we gotta do that.
who was our what was the CEO, CCO? What is his title?
CTO, Chief
Yeah.
Transit Officer.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get him on, man. Beautiful Christian brother. We're gonna try to get him on.
Yes, he is.
So yeah. Derek, thanks, man, for joining, man. Thanks for
Yes,
joining. Hey, don't go nowhere. I'm gonna put you back in the studio, man.
Love you, brother. Thank you.
Love you too, man. Love you too. Hey, thank you all for tuning in again and watching the Embrace It Community Podcast. It means so much to me that you are here, that you're liking, that you're loving it. I appreciate you joining in, and I appreciate you tuning in and listening, and to imperfect people who are about the kingdom's business, man. This is what it's all about, the kingdom's business. So thank you all for joining. Okay, once again, if you are new here, thank you, welcome to it. But like, share, subscribe, follow the Embrace It Community Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, also on Instagram. I'm always putting stuff on there, or my email address, embraceitcommunitypodcast@gmail.com. Okay, that's where you can find me. So, and if you are in need of prayer, there is a prayer line as well. And you can remain anonymous also. And then also remember, Suicide Prevention Hotline is another one of my avenues that you can reach me on as well. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. Next week, we'll be back. We'll be back next week to do this again. And so, but enjoy this song by this guy, the Bearded Viking, man. This guy, man, Derek, he is really good people. So I'm gonna let this play on the way out, but enjoy it. Don't forget the Buy Me a Coffee QR code up there if you are tuning in and joining in. If you want to support the Embrace It Community Podcast, you can do it that way, right up there in the corner. You can support the Embrace It Community Podcast. But like I said, thanks again for joining, and I'll see you again next Sunday again. But thank you so much to everyone. I really appreciate you all for joining in. All right, have a blessed week. Stay safe out there, and wherever you're listening from, East Coast, I know you are getting that hard weather, snow, and all that stuff, but we got you covered over here in the Midwest. We're just throwing out, and I hope to see you again next Sunday. All right, until then, remember, I love you because I love me first. Thanks.
Thank you for listening to Embrace It, the community podcast. We'd love to hear from you. Follow the community podcast page on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Please like and share the podcast with your community circle.